We did
You
it.
guys are frozen. Are you okay?
This is only our second time doing this. Beth, do you do this? Do you do live broadcasts?
I don't do it through Be Live. I just do it through Facebook Live.
Okay,
so
well,
I can't. I'm to see if we're actually live.
I'm
watching to see.
I think
yeah, we're live.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Well, I'm so excited that this worked out for you and that we get to do this. And I was thinking about the way that we met, and it seems like it was love at first listen with you and I. But I was just so grateful to get your very kind email that you sent saying that you had read the Flip-Flop CEO and that it really just kind of reinforced for you that this is where you were supposed to be. So, and then we had this amazing conversation because I was just so grateful. That makes our hearts sing because that's really what we wrote the book to do, is to speak to somebody and let them know that this is really it. Conversation because I was just so grateful.
Okay, I think you're back. There we go.
Okay. So, did I go away?
You went away for a second.
Okay. Oh. I wonder what's going on. So anyways, did what I just said, did you already hear it, or should I say it again?
I'm losing sound. Let me see if I switch over.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you just fine. And I can't see.
Okay, now we're back.
Okay, I was going to say, I can't see what notes, like if anyone is saying that there's an issue.
Get rid of this thing right here. Sorry, guys. Please forgive us. We are technological.
Still can't hear. Okay.
Challenged here. I think we're good now.
Okay. Sorry. So should I repeat what I just said, or should I?
Why don't you just say real fast what you just said?
So really quickly, I was just so grateful to get the email from you, Beth, where you let us know that you had read the Flip-Flop CEO and that it really helped you know that you were in the right place with network marketing. And then we talked on the phone and fell in love. And we've just been feeling this way ever since. And we had a conversation that time just about your experience, but then you had said that you give the book to leaders or people that are on your team. And I said, well, that's so awesome. And have you used the book as a resource to help you grow your business, to help educate the people that you would like to be in your business? And you said you really hadn't done that. And then we kind of talked. Right. And I felt like a school teacher. I was saying, well, okay, you've got to do it this way. There's a certain way to do it. And we talked about that, and then I guess you actually did that, and it worked. So
it did. Let me tell you that. So I have my book. It's tattered, and one of the things when I first picked it up, it was before I found the product that I could share passionately. I had watched women in the industry succeed. I had read it and started thinking, I don't want a job to own me. And I was very enamored with the industry because of the book. And also because I'm a really social person. Like if I went and bought these. We have these little bundt cakes. And I did a Facebook Live video because I thought every single person should put. And I think like 35 people showed up, and someone said, "Do you work at the bundt cake store?" And I said, "No, it's you have to share." And that's network marketing, right? We share what we're passionate about, and then we invite and show others the business model. And I'm super creative. So I've had 4,000 business ideas over the years. I mean, I made when I was 16, I made all these baskets, and I went to a craft show. This was a website created. It was that business. It was somebody else had found the product that I fell in love with. So I knew where I was headed. I knew, and that's a whole nother story. But what I had people come to me and say, "Oh my gosh, well, you have a master's degree. What are you doing in one of those?" And I was like, well, oh my goodness, you must not understand what this is all about. You must let me explain more. But when people aren't open to listen. So I just thought, you know what? They'll see my freedom, my success. I'll show others that are open to it. And when we talked, I had a specific young woman in mind, and I know she's watching. She was setting her alarm on her phone, and she was her name's Anna. She was NCAA golf champion, played on tour, and had, super educated, a great job at a country club, and she loved our product. But she said, I don't know, what will people think? I'm not so sure. And that's when we had talked, and I called her and I said, I've got a book I want you to read. And I didn't say anything more. You had only assigned, I think, the first 2 chapters, but she's an overachiever. And read the book and put in her resignation right after she finished it. And she's embraced it. She's doing amazing things in the business, and she is so committed to being mentored and wants to. She went to Dallas to our convention just 4 months in, but it's so much fun because she gets it, and I couldn't. My whole thing now is, instead of me trying to justify and explain and show people to fall in love with the product, whatever it is you do, but to understand the power of network marketing is all about, to be that mom that gets to be the cookie mom, not the one that's like my aha moment in this business was when I was overhearing a conversation of a teacher who just put in her resignation because she's now able to have the freedom to work from home or her car or the park. And I heard her talking to her mom, and she said, "Mom, I get to be the cookie mom." And I was like, what's she talking about? The mom that brings cookies to school. And I sat, this was at our convention, and I wept because that whole quote about be the light, all of a sudden I realized, okay, so I fell in love, and now I get to guide and help people to find that freedom. And that's huge. And I would have never understood that without your book. And I love the tone of it too, because it's not like, if anybody hasn't read it, it's just light and funny, and you find yourself laughing and reading parts aloud. My 17-year-old daughter was like, I'm like, hey, listen to this. And I've already told her, you know what you're doing when you're going to college. And so I've actually, and that's interesting because I want her to find a product that she loves so that she can share and learn. And can you imagine? I mean, Janine, we're much older than Lori, but to have found this in my 20s, holy moly, that would have been different.
Exactly. Well, and what we found, and I'm sure you found this too, one of the saddest things to me about this business is when somebody brand new gets super excited and they go home and they talk to their mom or their husband or their best friend or their whoever.
Or all of the above.
Yeah. And that person just is throwing buckets of cold water on their dream. And they're dream stealers all around. I was the biggest dream stealer there was. And we wanted to do something to fix that, because here's that poor person. They've just found out about this. They go home. They're so vulnerable. Yeah. And then they get bombarded. And all of a sudden they go, oh, my gosh, was I crazy? What was I thinking? I should just get back to reality. And,
so they either quit, which we've had so many people disappear overnight. They just started and they're already gone. And you're just getting ready to congratulate them on their first order and they're gone. And so that luckily I didn't quit, but what did end up happening was an entire over a year of just arguing about this whole subject. And what I think you just pointed out so beautifully that I really want to highlight, if you're listening to this, it is a light bulb moment. How quickly can you turn on a light like that? So after literally probably 13 to 14 months of arguing and fighting and not speaking to each other about it, and it was the elephant in the room. It was the subject we couldn't talk about. It was the cause of a lot of stress between us, and it was gone within a couple chapters of a book. That's why we knew the magic of a book and what that can do. And if you're using it as your voice, you don't have to have all that stress of trying to tell the story over and over and over And it's a story that you can't possibly try to share with the people that you're closest with, because she could not possibly hear the same message from me that she got from a book, because it was a third party. It allowed her in her own time to read it. It was, I just feel like there is magic in reading it for yourself where you're at and not having to have the conversation. And then you have the conversation. And so anyway, I
just want to add too,
I
was just going to say, and not feeling like you have to learn from the book and then regurgitate it.
Right.
You don't. Just hand the book and let the book.
Because I tried to do that too. And that's
the book.
Yeah. So anyway,
well, and that's,
go ahead.
I'm having a hard time. I have a delay on our voices. I don't know if it's my connection, so I apologize if I'm talking over you. One of the things that I learned early on, I had that moment with a family member who she's now one of the top leaders on my team. My sister's a physician assistant, and she called me after my first post, and she said, "What are you doing? You need to take that off your page." So I didn't have this resource. I didn't think to have her read it, but I just had her watch, to watch the success, to watch what was happening. And so now she's got, being in the medical industry, when you have people that have never been exposed to something like it's a great tool. And a great question, and I learned this from my sponsor, Blair. She would always say, "It sounds like you've had a bad experience. Can you tell me about it?" When someone starts to have that negative impact. And then if I asked you to read, I love to phrase this question, if I asked you to read just 2 chapters of this book, would you do that? And then let's have this conversation. So you invite them, or you could do what I did to Anna and just say, "Read this." But if I asked you the first 2 chapters of this book, I think, and also expressing to people that are questioning, I am really excited about this, and it would mean so much to me if you would just offer your support, whether just in thought, in prayer, by purchasing a month of my product. But your support means the world to me. And also, if you would just, to understand why I'm excited, read the first 2 chapters of this book. And they'll read the whole book, and they'll read the stories. The stories in the back of the leaders, what I love is so many diverse backgrounds, educated people that have PhDs, pastors, MDs, GEDs. It's wide open. It's just like there's no discrimination in this industry. I love it.
Exactly, yes. And Does the Shoe Fit, which I don't know if you've read yet, Beth, but it would really have been the book for you as the person who is looking for the right product. I mean, there's so many amazing companies and products out there. And even for somebody to kind of really understand the differences in the way the business is done, I feel like we all find our tribe. We all find the right fit for us. But Does the Shoe Fit is to really help kind of also bridge the gap between a 9-to-5, or, you were talking about the person that had been in medical sales. It's a completely different world. And so you really do need somebody to kind of bridge that gap and help you understand this is so different than what we're used to in other professions. So, but when we talked, one of the things that I loved about you is that you are so amazing, because we always have people ask, what do you do when you run out of people to talk to? And I just remember you going on and on about how, you just never run out of people to talk to. And you're so good at social media and so good at that part of it that I think a lot of people get frozen on. So I'd love for you to maybe just talk for a minute about that. This is totally
sure. I'm getting away in our conversation, so I'm like reading your lips too. So one of the things that is huge is I always talk about being that person that would be at the supermarket and I'd see that one person coming that I knew was going to talk to me about what she had, and I would kind of hide out behind the cereal aisle. And I thought, okay, I want to be able to offer what a product that I know someone will fall in love with, and I want to do it in a way that doesn't feel icky, that feels validating, that feels that we provide a solution, whether it's skincare, vitamin supplements, travel. We provide a solution, whether they're looking for the business opportunity or the product. So if you spend a lot of time, and I've actually kind of refined this I call myself organizationally impaired, because you can make lists and reach outs. And so I started using 100 sticky notes. And I just went through all kinds of different friends' names and mutual friends, and I have 100 sticky notes on my wall. And I constantly add to that list, because every single day my son will come in and he'll say, my algebra teacher really needs what you have, and he'll add to the list. And so even yesterday, when I was just at a flower store buying those cute succulents for my back table, and it was a connection that I thought, I'm going to add her to my list. So that's out and about. But on social media, when you are, it's the same as going into a cocktail party or running into a friend at the park. You wouldn't immediately say, unless it's your best friend and you're freaking out because you've just discovered something really huge. But you wouldn't go up to an acquaintance and say, I've got to give you that. You want to listen. So on social media, we've done this hundreds challenge where 100 names, and we take a look at 10 people of just going over to their Facebook page, seeing what they're talking about. Are they traveling? What's happening in their life? And having a legitimate and genuine connection, but being mindful in that activity. So the activity is not just scrolling Facebook and randomly commenting on things. It's being mindful of checking in with people. So I have 100 names. 10, what's going on in their world? Is their daughter leaving for college? Do they have little ones? Maybe they're a mom. Connecting, asking questions. And whether they're ready for your product or not, you're creating that trust. And you want to just, maybe they'll come over and see what's happening with you. Maybe they'll see an interview like this. And then what I do is I then see on my sticky notes, okay, I've been talking with them, reaching out to them. Janine and I have connected. Let's say that we met at the flower store. And then I would feel more comfortable to reach out and say, hey, I was thinking about you but I use sticky notes to do it. So I know who are my 10 that I'm reaching out to today. I can tell you by my sticky note what's happening in their life. It's my notes. I want to know, oh my gosh, their daughter just got baptized, or they're traveling in an RV all summer, because I want to know what their needs are. And then I keep track on each sticky note. Have I reached out? What did I share? And really staying in the duplication of your company. Not reinventing the wheel is super important. Be creative on social media, but if your company has a video or has a presentation, taking notes. Did you share? And realizing on my sticky note, it probably will take me 8 to 12 times of connecting and following up to actually have them be ready and open to hear what I have to say, but a genuine relationship. And the other thing that we talked about was, if you're interested in running, go into Facebook groups. You never ever want to go into a Facebook group and put your business building, but you will meet people that are interested in, that might have the same high arch, and you start chatting and connecting, and then you become friends outside of that group, and they will then start to see what you're all about. And I always say, don't go at a relationship with the intention of, I'm going to get them to buy. Go at it as, I want to get to know this person. I want to build a relationship, because then I can learn what they have to offer me in the universe, and if they have a need for what I have, and inviting them. And I'm so thankful and grateful that the day that I got a text from my friend, we had been in a former company. I wasn't successful. It was a party plan business, and I understood then the power of residuals, of having consumable product. And I wasn't in love with the party plan business. I didn't want to leave my kids at night. I wanted to be home with them. And I'm so grateful that we had that connection and that she reached out to me and she said, I'm really excited about this. And she came to me not with product. She said, there's no question you'll love the product, but you are the one that I want to build this business with. And it's a beautiful friendship and journey, and having a pacing partner. And so don't ever be afraid to ask that one person. Don't have the hashtag one that got away. Ask.
And ask for them, not ask because you believe that you have a solution for them, not asking for you. I mean, I think that's really the shift you're come from.
Absolutely. And that was the thing about Blair was we stayed in touch. She knew that I had a huge need for finding the right company and a huge need for the product. So she was like, listen, we need to talk about this. And the interesting thing was following that duplication of getting that third-party validation. I had already read the book. I already knew that once I found the product and the business and the leadership, I wanted that culture that I would be all in. And I went all in. I mean, I have never worked so hard in my life because I wanted to hit the top of the company in 6 months. That's what my family needed from me, and that's where I was headed.
And that's what's cool about this business is anybody can be anywhere they want to. I mean, it's a matter of your own effort and your own intention, and that's what's super cool about it. I
love that journey, right? I love that I can have a doctor that might just love and spends an hour a week, and that's okay. And then I might have that teacher that wanted to leave her job, and she is fitting it into every nook and cranny of her day. And that's a beautiful thing because everybody has their own pace and journey, and that we need to love and respect.
Absolutely. Well, so if anybody else wants to get in touch with you, you kind of have your own website that is just kind of standing for the profession as well, correct?
Yes. When I first reached out to you, it's because I have a dream of a book one day. But it's BethHoldenGraves.com, and it's not my business. It's just about my journey in network marketing and trying to give some tips and techniques for people that are trying to grow their business. So you can connect with me there or on Facebook.
That's so cool. We need more people that know how to teach people how to share this authentically and naturally and not in the pushy way, because ultimately that helps all of us when we become more just genuinely caring about other people. It's going to help all of us. So we need more of you, and we need more lessons from you.
Well, we are so grateful so grateful that you've written this book, and even connecting for this live, I was able to connect with another person that you work with, and we've already been sharing ideas, and it's a beautiful family because we all have such vision. So I appreciate the connection. And okay, so if people want, which they need, to grab, they go to your website.
So yeah, and we actually, for the people that are on the call today or listening to it, we have a 10% discount, so they can go to our website, which is the Flip-Flop CEO, and enter Flip-Flop 10% and get a discount as well. And it is available on Amazon and Kindle and Audible too, but the discount is available through our website. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you so much, Beth.
You're welcome. And I want to just share that now that anybody that I have that I sponsor is I'm going to stockpile because this is their first gift. But I want to tell them, I want you to give it to the person closest to you that might be questioning, that might not be supportive, or maybe they are supportive, so that we can get everybody understanding the power of the industry and the power of what they have in their hands. So that's going to be my new thing. So
thank you,
glad to get the discount. We'll be ordering a lot.
Thank you. We love you.
We do love you. And let that light bulb turn on for people. If you know they're not getting it, yes, I just love that you so beautifully exemplify why we wrote this book. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. I love all the love coming your way, Beth.
Yes.
It's so fun to see.
You have a major fan club.
Yes, and it's obvious why.
Everyone last night, I'm like, hashtag flip-flop CEO fangirl. I was like getting all nervous. I get to talk to them today. So,
well, the feeling is thank you so much. Thank you. And I love your miracle mornings, and it's working. So keep doing it.
Yes. This was on my miracle morning. So thank you so much for having me. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.